Give some examples of to people just like of what like when you get a chi when your chi is activated like naturally like everyone's chi is activated when they're doing certain things or when certain things happen yet they're unaware of it but it's really obvious if you look at it. All right, check it out. When when you get the goosebumps, that's chi activation basically. When your hair stands on end. And the thing about your hair standing on end, you can't control it. It's triggered. You know what I'm saying? It just happens. All you can do is notice it like quicker and understand what's going on. That it's like if you watch people, if they're getting in a fight where they're like getting real serious, overly serious, it's like you'll see it almost looks like sometimes people's hair does stand up. And this is that's part of it because it's triggered automatically during a adrenaline fight or flight. You know what I'm saying? Or a challenge like between men or even women. Sometimes women just got out for men and want to every time that you give them an opportunity to, they will for some reason. It's like everything's a competition. It's like it's I guess it's uh the let me think where your sister's more like your brother type of a situation where in a way because anyone out there is basically like a sister even if you're not related. You should just look at people that way and it will help you to not take advantage of people in a way. You know what I'm saying? But you can see how this can get wired wrong and they just get this strange competitiveness. But you can see this in the like boys and girls when they're growing up and they get a crush, they start fighting. You know what I'm saying? And that's a in a way that's it also could mean that it's actually a form of love and like, but it's just misappropriated. You know what I'm saying? And that's just an example of that. But anyway, that's one example of chi activation. It's like, and it's a response that's automatic, but it's just there's more things than that that happen automatically, like blinking. And look, I can control my blinking like this, but look, I can also just sit there and it'll do it naturally. Uh, that's the thing. All your body functioning can be assisted or hindered, but not forced. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you ain't got to pee, you can't go just make yourself pee. But when you got to pee, it'll just happen. Okay. Another place where chi is definitely activated is during taking a dump. And the reason for this, it's really simple. Because listen, qigong, things that pertain to the chi, which is your biomagnetic electric field, your energy self, basically the energy inside of you. Like, look, when you look at someone with infrared and you see the heat they let off, in a way, that's part of that electric field. It's the part of humans you can't see. Like if I go like this and put my hand towards someone, before I touch it, you probably can feel the heat from my hands. Because it's like when you use them in such ways, since they're always damaged, they develop this kind of like repair response. So it kind of floods the area with kind of it needs extra blood. You know what I'm saying? More often because you're breaking blood vessels and just it's like look, the pain like if you pinch someone in one spot, it'll take the pain away from another. You trigger an activation in the brain. It releases a chemical. The pain, if you can make it through the pain, actually afterwards, your brain naturally releases chemicals, which combats it a little bit. Like I've seen dudes get hit in the neck with freaking metal things, and they just blocked it out with some kind of mental shield. You know what I'm saying? And it's partially to do with the chi. You know what I'm saying? That your your biomagnetic electric field, but it's not just that. The way you really take that and be able to operate it. What are you doing when you're taking a dump? It's like basically in a way you're using all your inside, your stomach. You're going like I mean, not everyone's doing that, but some people do, and that's why because they're straining to uh, use their internal muscles, because it ain't just your abdomen or your spine or your body. It's something else. You know what I'm saying? And but yet, why do people strain if it doesn't get it out, right? So boom, there you go. It's like basically what it is pinching off like a hose. Like your body, think your body is a hose. Like, why does your arm go numb if you sit on it? Or your leg, if you cross your legs and sit down Indian style, your legs will go numb and fall asleep. It's because you're pinching off hoses. It's like, in a way, if you pinch off your arms and legs, all the blood floods into your organs in your core here. And then that shoots up into your brain. So your brain gets a quick wash of extra blood. But your arms and legs suffer by falling asleep. You know what I'm saying? And look, these are all. This is just it's that's what it really is. You know what I'm saying? Is there spiritism involved in these things? Yes, of course. I mean, isn't spiritism involved in, like, look, if you understand the Bible and you cast out spirits, right? So it's, you don't call that spiritism because you understand spirits or whatever. I'm just saying it can go multiple ways with this. This is more the physics, the science behind it, and it's not quack science. It's really freaking self evident. Like I think there's something about 11 grams when you die just disappears out of you, and supposedly your electric body has 11 grams of weight, so the energy actually has a weight, supposedly, according to that. Like when you deflate out all your air and just your heart stops beating, you lose 11 grams of pounds or 11 grams of weight. So it's just these are some examples of chi-ish type of things, but it's for sure when you do the dump that is chi. You're using you're using your whole being to try to do something, basically. That is, it's just natural. It happened anyway. Like if you just sat there and waited long enough, you would just in your pants. And but that would be bad. Why do that when you could just go? And the thing of it is, it's like you can't just force it out. You kind of gotta relax, and it when it's ready, it'll go. That is the whole process why you study chi, because you can't force it. That only hinders it. All you can do is assist it, understand it, and listen to it. Like, listen, you wait. Like when you got to go to the bathroom, you're listening to your body. Does that make sense? In a way, your chi is telling you that you need to go to the bathroom. When your hair raises up, either you're freaking angry, or you something spooked you, or you're doing qigong, because this happens in qigong too, where your hair will just kind of all raise up a little bit, and it's because really what you're working. What happened? When else does your hair stand up? When you in a thunderstorm, if you go walking and then you step in a puddle, you can feel a static electric field go across you, and you could see this happen through a. It's called what were those called? A shock. A shock. You shocked me, but I mean it might be called something else too. But that's basically what it is. It's like that's another generic. These are all related fields. Like, look, reflexology, massage. I'm not saying necessarily like Reiki, where you chant shit and you call on entities and spirit guides and things like that. But look, Christians call on the Holy Spirit. So I mean, in a way, it's not. Spirit guides ain't the Holy Spirit necessarily. They're just spirits, lying spirits. You know what I'm saying? Spirits can do miracles too. It's so miracles can be faked or mimicked by other entities that aren't nothing to do with nothing holy. They're mercenary, like the jinn. And an example, like I've even heard like I think once again there was a particular demon that attacks the stomach. So, and that's where your chi is at. So it's inside your Baghdad battery, sucking the juice as it's created, which is like your soul, your life force, energy. It's like, in a way, there's a separate part of you that can be exhausted too quick. You know what I'm saying? By that means by spiritual parasites as well, or they can preserve your life, but you have to go in do certain practices, have more chi, so that you can live longer and they can still, you know what I'm saying? That's real. That's the same thing as an exorcism. An exorcism actually means making a deal with the demon. It doesn't mean to cast it out. It just means to make a deal with the demon, and or make a bargain with demons, a demon bargain. But uh, that's not commonly known, but it's up that same alley of Reiki. You know what I'm saying? Or even like you can call on angels to call out demons. You know what I'm saying? According to certain texts. So but they're loyal to God though. So it's like you can't have one without the other. You know what I'm saying? So it's and it requires, just as the demons require certain things. Well, God requires certain things of you as well, and to your level of, I guess, loyalty. The loyalty comes back. But when it comes to demons, you can't never trust these things because they're deceivers. They could always change their mind. They're mercenary like. But I know that's funny. But if in a way you could think of like a demon as a chi with the outer body. You know what I'm saying as well. So look, I'm going to show you both sides of this out of trying to be sincere about it. You know what I'm saying? And look at it honestly from both perspectives, just to show you that, look, people like me can do that. Because I don't really have too many dogs in any fights, man. It's just I'm kind of out here taking it as it comes to me, seeing what's happening. Uh, there's a better way to tread in the game than just to come and provoking people to anger trade, because look, that's a form of magician. When I look, whoever makes anyone angry, you control them. So if you're intentionally trying to make them angry so you can control them for some like purpose, if it ain't for the right reason, well, it's wrong, right? So same thing. It's magicianry, and the demons like, or the spirits like to feed on emotions. That creates energy. It releases chi too, but it's wasting chi. Like when you're angry and you're like, and you're all tensed up and all your guts are even clenched. It's like, yeah, you're just burning up your chi right there. You know what I'm saying? You're stoking it like this, and when you do that, you could literally be turned murderers. And I've seen people work themselves up like an animal, a territorial animal. It'll make this display before it attacks, but it costs it energy too. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but look, we're supposed to be smarter than animals. We have we have free will, man, and a mind to figure out what we should and shouldn't do, and what's right and what isn't. So I mean, it's like there's nowhere in the Bible does it say blind faith is required. I mean, good for those who have true faith without having to go through all these rigorous tests and the scientific method and all this. They can just catch it without all that. But hey, even for us that need to go through and look, keep checking into things and following things up and comparing this to this to this to this. Like what did he say? The best way to spot fake money is to study the real before you look at the fake. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing here. You actually have to look at the stuff and to catch a counterfeit. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the reasons you do that. And it's like, so you go to counterfeit things and study them and see how they trick people. And it's like, so you got to look into some things that you might not agree with it altogether, but then you might catch some useful things out of it, and you can apply it to what you know about your thing. You know what I'm saying? Just like I'm saying about this whole Reiki, reflexology, chi, because they're all correlated. It's basically, it is kind of like, it could be considered shamanism in some cases, which is kind of like they'd say a witch doctor or a medicine man. That's another type of these things. Some of them are legit. Some of them are charlatans and snake oil salesmen. This is correct, but it's biblical too, and in Jasher that certain people from certain tribes got to communicate with the spirits, but people don't want people to know that because they would know how they attack. But yeah, man, chi is like kinking a hose in your body. It's using your internal auto responses, but you're assisting them. You can't control them.